Hey, Michael. So we were going to do this live on the computer, but apparently YouTube has changed a lot of the controls or something like that on the computer. I don't know. So we couldn't go live with the computer, so we're just using our phone stacked on top of like four of Sabrina's medical books. Well, you're getting some use out of them now.
Maybe.
We uh we thought it'd be a lot of fun to do the drawing live. I was on turn this computer around so that you guys could see uh,
I guess you
that.
can just show it, but not the actual. I
Yeah,
don't know.
what I'm afraid of is if I push the draw the winner and it comes up with the person's email. I don't know if it's going to have the person's email up there, and whoever wins might not want us to share their email on YouTube. So I'll just leave the computer facing this direction. Hey Lou, what's going on? Um, so a couple things first before we get right into the drawing. We'll let a couple more people come here. You don't have to be here live for the drawing. If your name is called and you're not here and you just see it on the replay, that's fine. You don't have to be here to win the prize. And hey Sue, and I saw another name come up and then it went away. Did you see who it was?
Missy. It said Missy, and I saw a part of a Disney, and then that was it. It goes cut off.
Oh, I know who it is. It's Hi Miss Disney Pin. um, so first we want to thank everybody for the 6,000 subscribers. That's a huge accomplishment for us. And because of you guys subscribing and liking videos and stuff like that, I guess we were recognized enough to be able to do this giveaway. And we might have another giveaway next month with another product. It's a product that a company contacted us and said, hey, we want to send you out our product. We think that you would like it. And then maybe you could do a video on it. And we said, we do like it. In fact, we already own it. And they said, oh, well, that's great. So then they said, well, what if we give you another one and you can do a prize giveaway of it? And we said, that'd be great. So we'll wait until we hear a little bit more before I say what that prize will be next month. And but that's because of you guys. Because you guys, subscribe and like the videos, kind of get noticed. Hey, I'm from Philly, Dave. So thank you very much for the 6,000 subscribers. What was
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you say thank you too. It's not just me. From Cleveland. We were just in Ohio not too long ago, I feel like. Weren't we?
I don't remember. Maybe.
We drove through Delta, Ohio. We had some work done.
Yeah. I wouldn't call that really there.
Not really there. Also, somebody had asked about the RV open house, if it was just going to be motorhomes. And no, Winnebago will have towables at the open house as well. I don't believe they have anything new coming out for the towables, but they will still be showing them off. I'm sure they changed, I don't know, maybe they changed colors or something like that, but nothing, no new product line, I believe, for the towables. But if I can get over there with the camera, I'll take some video of the towables too. I think that was Easy D that was asking about what was going on at the RV open house. So,
Hi, Star.
hey, Star. Star, if anybody saw the last video, Star, we met up with Star. We were parked at a welcome center out in Virginia, and she just happened to be parked out there as well, or she got there after us, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We were there first, and we got to meet up with Star and her husband, and we hung out over at their RV for a little bit. Then we all went out to dinner, and we had a great time. Very nice. All right. You want to do a drawing?
Sure.
Or do you want to... Well, you know what? Everybody always says that I never give Sabrina time to talk.
I don't know what to talk about. Maybe
That's why.
Maybe that's why. I don't have anything, guys.
So, I really didn't have a great plan for tonight, other than the fact that we were just on to do this drawing. I didn't really think about too much other things to talk about. We're both tired. We drove all day today, and we hit a lot of traffic. So what it was, about 9 hours of traveling today.
What time did we leave? 7:30?
I know we stopped for lunch too.
Yeah.
Well, we stopped for lunch in a rest area, made sandwiches. but we still stopped for lunch. About 9 hours of driving
it was a
today
long day.
with traffic and everything.
It was really hard to just watch my television shows. It was.
Oh, I know. It's
it
tough
was
over
long.
there in
It
that
was a long-
passenger seat.
There was one point in time where we stopped, and I looked up and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize we had stopped. I guess we were in traffic, but I didn't notice. I was kind of I was engrossed in Hulu, so I didn't notice." But
yeah, it really wasn't supposed to be a very long drive, but within this short period of time, maybe 300 miles, there were 3 car accidents and like 4 construction zones. So I don't know.
sure.
So
That was.
I'm just whispering to Sabrina real quick. There's a good chance that Sabrina and I will be over at the Hershey show in Pennsylvania. It's a pretty big, I think it's the country's largest RV show. I know we met up with Sue last year at the RV show, but if anybody's planning on being at the Hershey show this year, let us know. I don't know what days we're going to be there. Sabrina and I always try to we love that show. Although last year was like hot.
It was hot, so we had actually
crazy.
decided we weren't going to go this year. But then you randomly said
Yeah,
yesterday,
I was like,
hey,
you know what, we're not going to be too far from it. Oh, Lou's going to be there. Oh, Lou, we'd love to meet up with you. We've been watching Lou's videos for over a year now, I'm sure, easily. Oh, hopefully we can meet up, Lou. You have my number, so I'll text you and see. I'll see, because we don't know what day we're going to be there yet either. I know it's going to be through the week, though, because the weekends there are insane. If anybody's ever been to the RV show that Hershey puts together, it is insane.
Can you do the giveaway now, and we can talk after?
Sure.
Please.
Okay, Sabrina wants to know. All right, so I'm going to hit it. It's on pick somebody, and the winner is...
No. How many winners do you want to draw? One winner.
Just one winner. One winner. Hold on. We had... We had... How many entries did I say?
300.
We had almost 300 entries, and it's got a win. Yeah, and it did put up the person's email, so I'm glad we didn't do it. The winner is Karen...
Trudeau.
How do you know that's how you pronounce that?
I'm hoping that's how I pronounce it.
And she's in the United States.
That's wonderful. We got a little scared there for a second because we're like, oh, wait a minute. We didn't even think about the fact that entries would be from people who watch us even overseas.
Yeah, we were.
And we're like, the shipping costs on that might be a lot more than
we had some people from Australia entering, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to hope that somebody doesn't win, but I was like, at the same time, we don't want to pay shipping costs to Australia. So in the future, we might have to make this for United States or something only. So congratulations.
Gotta include Canada.
Okay, maybe. So congratulations, Karen. We will be in contact with you, and we will be shipping you out the Surecall Fusion2go 3.0 RV system.
Good. Sounds good.
Hey, that was fun.
That was pretty easy.
That was easy to do, and I think we'll, if we ever get the chance to do more giveaways and things like that, I think doing it live. I think doing the living drawing is a lot of fun that way. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm slower than I usually am. All right, so now I did the drawing, and then you said you had something that you wanted to talk about. No,
I didn't say I had something to talk about. You were just talking and talking, so I figured people might want to know this first. Since
that's true. That's true. So maybe I'll go back, and at the 8-minute mark, I think is where we did the drawing, and I'll put it in the comment section if people want to jump right to the drawing to see.
I'm a microwave baby, guys.
All right. That's all I got then.
Missy J says, keep talking.
Please keep
I interrupted your train of thought, and now you're, like, off balance.
What else do we have to talk about? I did that radio show yesterday.
Yeah,
that was kind of neat. That was really neat. I was super nervous. If anybody's ever listened to the... Oh, I'm going to mess up the title of it. It is the RV Show USA.
Something along those lines.
Oh, sorry, Alan. Alan is the host of that show. I think that's the way you say it, but he contacted me because he saw the video that I did on the fluid analysis, and he asked if I could go on the show for about 10 minutes and just ask me all about it, and I was so nervous. It was like Sabrina.
Oh, it was.
Sabrina said I was like a Uzi when I was answering the questions.
I mean, there was a little bit of a delay, so I was listening to it on my computer just to hear what he sounded like. And he was sitting in front of me talking, and he was about like a paragraph off, and he was like, brr, brr, brr. just answering questions. I was like, wow.
Too fast. I was super nervous. Super nervous. Even though, I mean, we do this live, I feel like it's a little different.
It is definitely different.
It's different than being live on a radio, I think. So the first podcast is going to air the week, September 23rd week, 22nd week, somewhere around there. Am I in any motorhome magazines? We are in 2 motorhome magazines, Starlene. We are in Motorhome Magazine's 50th anniversary, and we are in a Winnebago magazine somewhere too. And I think I can mention the brochures, right?
You're mentioning it.
Yeah. And soon you'll be able to see us possibly in any dealership that sells a Winnebago. Winnebago's putting us in their brochures for the Class A gas motorhome line and things like that. We're still working out that, so things could always fall apart, but it looks like it's going pretty well. So maybe you'll see us in the dealerships in their magazines. I think it's a lot of fun.
The motorhome. Oh, I guess. Yeah. No. See, I'm live now, guys. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's funny because we did that motorhome magazine. We sent them the pictures for motorhome magazine, and then my sister texts me, and she's like, "Really? You guys didn't think you wanted to wear something other than your pajamas for photos for a magazine?" I was like, well, we didn't realize it was going to go to that. I don't know. It was just special.
We weren't sure where the photo was going. I guess we should have picked out better photos. So for the photos for Winnebago and the brochures that they're thinking about putting into their dealerships, we're trying to dress a little better. I took some photos, I sent them in, and I think they would like better photos. is the feedback that I got. They were like, could you do maybe photos with a little bit more scenery or something? So, like, we don't live very, I don't know. We always see, like, other people, especially on Instagram, like all of our friends that are living in RVs, they're always, like, at the most beautiful, exotic places. They're on the West Coast. They got mountains and snow caps and stuff. We're like in, I don't know, we're never in like really all that scenic of areas. I don't know. And then let's see. There was another question that went past. What TV shows I think did we watch? Oof,
really?
Tons. I think we watched, well, not as much as we used to, but we like all the kid shows. We watch Flash, Arrow, Legends of the Supergirl.
We watch other shows too, but those are the ones we watch together, and then we watch other shows.
We have shows that we watch separately. I like Walking Dead. You hate The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't like Walking Dead.
I like a TV show that's not on the air anymore, but it's like one of my favorite is called Psych. You hated that show.
Hated
it was too goofy for you.
No.
But then you like shows that I watch, and I'm like, I get angry through it. I can't even think of some of the shows that I'm trying to think of right now. How to Get Away with Murder or something like that. I watched the show. I was like, oh, these people are so evil. And this, like, true, the people on Walking Dead are evil too. But something about the shows that you watch, I walk away from those TV shows just mad.
What? No way.
There's like no entertainment
Scandal,
value
How to
for
Get
me.
Away with Murder. I like those kind of things.
I don't know how to bring back up the questions.
Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, yes.
That Punisher was awesome. I love that Punisher. Luke Cage, all of them. They were really good.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, they're really good too. I don't know how to bring back the questions.
They're gone.
Yeah, what happened to them? You're going to turn us off by accident.
I'm not going to.
Well, now it's all this. There we go. All right. Well, let me scroll back. Modeling's not easy. No, it's not for us.
No, and I don't know. I have issues with people looking at me, so that's another thing. I don't know. Any vacations?
Vacation plans? So, I feel like we do a lot of trips/vacations, and Sabrina says that we
have a little disagreement going on what's considered a vacation versus what's just considered a trip, and how do we separate those out when you live where you're traveling. And I don't know.
So Sabrina just had about 7 days off from work. She's been off for last couple days. So we went to the Poconos in PA and visited my brother, my parents, sister-in-law, and family that I have in PA, and I would consider that a vacation. And Sabrina says
It's family visiting. That's not really.
it's not really a vacation. So I don't know. Do you guys, if you guys were to travel out of town to go visit family, would that be vacation?
But there's no out of town. We're not out of town because we don't have a town.
Well, we're always out of town. But if you travel out of town, I feel like if you're going out of town, you're off from work.
Okay.
I wasn't. I put most of my stuff aside, and then we were just there to visit family. I feel like that was a vacation.
I think it depends on what. See, that's not a vacation. And Missy J says, I agree
That's
with
not
Sabrina.
a vacation.
It's not a vacation. If we were going there and we were like going out to eat and going to attractions and going to see things, that's
We
a
went to the
vacation.
casinos.
That's not a vacation. That's an evening.
Somewhere you go never and just for relaxing. Well, we do have a Disney trip coming
Yes,
up.
that's a vacation.
That's a vacation.
That's
so
a
we'll go
vacation.
down and stay at Fort Wilderness, which is still everywhere that we've ever been. I think that's been the best campsite.
Of course,
That's the best
Disney.
campground. I mean, they give you enormous sites. You never step out into, well, for us, we like this part, that the pads are so large that when you step outside, like you have to walk pretty far before you're into grass or dirt, so you're not tracking dirt and mud back into the RV. It's really hard to keep the RV floor especially clean at the campgrounds because you're, even with the mats and everything, especially having Belle, like we're just constantly bringing dirt into the RV. We actually just recently got a Dyson vacuum just to help us try to keep up with it.
See, Disney's
That's
a vacation.
Disney's a vacation. What did Roy say?
Says that they travel to visit family, but also sightsee when they're there. So that's a
Yeah,
vacation.
see, family can be a vacation, but I agree with you there, Roy.
If you sightsee.
we didn't really sight. I mean, unless you consider sightseeing in the person's house, you never saw my brother's house, so his new place up in the Poconos. So that was something new. That was a new sight for you.
Nice
You got to
try.
see his.
Nice try.
No. Hey, Shauna's on. We know Shauna. Wow. We know Shauna's name. Let's see. Wine cooler.
Wine coolers equal
I haven't had a
vacation.
wine cooler in a long time. I tried to make martinis the other night. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to make like a homemade martini. I tried to do apple martinis. Like Sabrina and I tried to do, I guess it was kind of like a date night. We did Redbox. We made somewhat of a decent dinner, and I was like, "Oh, I'll try to make martinis," and they came out okay. You said they were super.
It was really sour.
It was really
I don't
sour.
know.
I tried. I don't know. I think for the most part, though, we always say this. Like, I think people always ask us about living in the motorhome and being like exciting, and we always say, well, I wouldn't shake your head that hard.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yes.
It's fun, but after a while, like it's been over a year for us now, it's just home to us. Like the RV itself doesn't have that I don't know, that mystique to it or something. It really has just become home for us for the most part. I mean, you go back and forth, especially for you because you leave to go to work and then you come back home to the RV. In fact, I was asking her when she was coming home or something like that. What was it? Just the other day, and you were like, back home to the RV. I was like, yeah, back home to the RV. That's our home. We have no other home. Where else would it be? I forget what we were talking about, but I don't know. I forget where I was going with that.
I just feel like even when we had an apartment, we weren't like adventuring out and doing
No.
amazing things. So being in the
Yeah,
RV
the RV
doesn't
didn't make us more adventurous.
I don't think so,
Yeah.
no.
And I thought it would a little bit. I thought maybe we would get out of our shells a little bit and try to do more things. But yeah, we're homebodies. It's just that our home keeps on traveling to different places, but we're still really homebodies. Like right now, we just pulled up into a campground and we look outside and everybody's sitting outside and making conversation and making new friends. We're in here talking to you guys. We much rather do this than sit outside. I don't know. I missed that question. I don't know how you get them. Oh, you get them back, kind of.
Sabrina, do any of your patients recognize you from your videos? No.
No, but
I
a
haven't had that,
nurse
but I've
did, right?
had a nurse recognize
Yeah.
me. One of the hospitals I went to, she watches the channel, and she recognized me. But I haven't had any patients recognize me.
Yes, Missy, somebody else said that to us too. Like we said to the person, look, we're not really, somebody had asked us, like, I forget who it was, and we were saying, we're not really adventurous people. They said, but you live in an RV. Isn't that considered adventurous
I
in
never thought about
itself?
that.
And I suppose it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I never thought about that.
every day, I guess, is a little bit of an adventure in the RV. But I don't, but I guess because we've been doing it for so long now, it doesn't
So
feel,
long.
well, year and 4 months. It doesn't feel that adventurous having until we tell somebody, like, especially like if we just say somebody off the street when we're picking up mail or something because our mailing address is in Texas, they're like, oh, what are you doing here in Virginia or wherever we may be? And we're like, oh, well, we actually live in our RV and travel full time for Sabrina's work, and they give us very, very strange looks, and it usually turns into a long conversation. So for the most part, we try to. I think recently we don't even mention that we live in the motorhome anymore. We just say, oh, we're just visiting from out of town.
For the right amount of money,
I
would
don't-
you let an advertising company wrap your RV? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think so. No pro. Only because we are. I mean, nobody believes us. I don't think when we say that we're shy, but we're really, really shy. We don't. So we have stickers on the back of our car, and it's Camping with the Kellys, it's We're the Russos, and it's RV Habit.
So if we do anything bad on the road, nobody's going to know it's us.
Yeah, we don't have any labels saying moving forward on our car or our motorhome. We're really shy people. And I think if people if we would pull into a spot and people would recognize us, it would scare us. If that makes sense. I think by having like a wrap around the car or the motorhome would attract too much attention. Like we're great one-on-one. Like if we meet one person at a time or just a small group, like 2 people at a time, I think we're really good at that. But once it becomes like 3 or 4 people, we become like very, very, well, I'm usually awkward anyway, but I become even more awkward, I think, in groups of people.
Yeah, I just don't like to be on display. Like, even without the RV, like, in regular life, I just don't like to be on display, and I don't really like people staring at me, so...
That's why we do YouTube videos.
I
know it makes no sense. Somebody asked us the other day, why do you guys have a YouTube channel? Or why did we start a YouTube channel? And what is it?
Nothing.
And the answer... when I answered it, I think you were surprised from the answer because you didn't remember why we started a YouTube channel. But it was because Sabrina was so busy at work. I was running my own little company, so I was busy, and we were barely seeing each other. And we were like, oh, we should come up with a hobby that we could do together. And Sabrina's idea was we should join a gym and go work out together. And I was like, no way. No way am I working out at a gym. So I came up with the idea of putting together a YouTube channel, and we could just kind of like document things that we weren't even thinking about doing an RV at the time. And we were like, oh, we could just make videos about our downsizing. And that YouTube became like a big hobby for us. And it's still a hobby. We still treat YouTube as a hobby.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. And this is like the best part of YouTube right here is like talking with you guys cool. Is the best form.
So Shauna says, how do you guys handle personal space sharing in the RV? We want a full-time after all our kids leave for school, but I worry about being annoyed with my husband.
So,
well, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I was going to say, there is no privacy in a motorhome. I think Matt from Nomadic
there is absolutely
Native
none.
Told us that a long time ago, and there isn't. I mean,
just leave it at there's no privacy.
We have a solid door from our bedroom out to here, which helps a little bit, but in RVs, because I'm pretty sure they do this for air circulation, so even your bathroom door...
There's a gap above the door.
Yeah, there's a gap above that.
I can pass him things when he's like, oh, I left my towel. I'm like, oh, well, here you go.
And same thing with our bedroom door. There's gaps underneath the bedroom door, and I'm pretty sure they do that for, I think it's air circulation, so when the AC is on, it's pulling air. It needs a certain amount of vacuum inside the RV or something like that. But, and not only that, I mean, the walls are thin enough that You know, if I sneeze, I think there's been times that I've sneezed inside and Sabrina's heard me outside with the door closed.
I can hear the neighbors right now outside talking.
Yeah. So they're really, I mean, and I'm sure they can hear us too. So there really isn't a whole lot of privacy in the RV. It doesn't bother us.
No, like sometimes I'll just, like earlier you were on the phone and it's not that I didn't want to be part of your conversation, but I was doing other things. So I got up and just went in the bedroom, which is literally like 12 feet away, but it just gives you some sort of separation. Just, yeah, some sort of separation of space. And there's also a huge outdoors. So you can just get out. Like sometimes I'll just go walk with Belle with my headphones on. And not that I'm annoyed, but sometimes you just need your own personal space.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm annoyed.
Sometimes. I can tell you which times I'm annoyed, but I'm going to leave that alone.
When I'm annoyed or you're annoyed?
When I'm annoyed.
Oh.
I'm going to leave that alone.
It's easier to tell the times when you're not annoyed. We seem like very authentic people.
Thanks, No Pro.
Thanks, No Pro.
So if we don't go out of our way to meet people, Jenny Presley wants to know how our future RV families who are following us ever going to meet us. Oh, that's more one-on-one. That'll be
yeah.
easier.
We've definitely met up with people. I don't know if Sue's still on, but we met Sue one-on-one. We've met. Well, Starlene was just by accident, but I feel like there was another time that we've set up. We met up with other YouTubers that we watch and they watch us. Cove Springs, Florida. You know where that is? You grew up in Florida.
I do not.
I don't know where that is either. I've never heard of Cove Springs, I think is what it said. And then it disappeared. But what was the question?
How are we going to meet up with people if we're trying to avoid crowds and hiding in our RV, kind of?
I know. Well, we did just say that we'll be at the Hershey RV show. We're just not sure what day, and you'll just have to accidentally run into us. We're nervous to meet new people all the time. We want to meet new... It's so weird because I do... Once I meet somebody, I do... Like you always say, you have to pull me away from them because I, like, talk their ear off. But the initial, like, startup, I'm always, like, nervous.
Any advice for beginners? I mean, I haven't even bought a trailer yet. Words of Wisdom. Heath and Alyssa's book. Well, Alyssa Paget's book.
Alyssa Paget wrote a book, Everything I Wish I Knew Before I Started RV Full-Time. If you go, I'll do a shameless plug. This is Alyssa's book right here. I read it. It's fantastic. I think this would have been... Sabrina and I were already living in the motorhome before this book came out. So Sabrina and I were doing research all over online at all, just pulling information from all different places. But Alyssa did a great job of putting everything right here in one spot. We did rent the RV before we bought. We hired an RV inspector to look over the RV before we purchased it. We actually have a ton of information. It's almost a little too much probably to say, but do your research. Like whatever you think is going to take the amount of time, like try to double it. It took us 14 months for us to change our lives, to go from, and that was from an apartment, to downsize, to get our domicile, set up mail, find the right RV, purchase it, move into it, we did a couple practice runs with it after we rented an RV first. After we had ours, we bought ours earlier than we needed it so that we could do practice runs so that we could learn systems. If you ever have any questions, send us a comment and I will answer your question. The RV inspection cost us $300. No. $350? No. $500.
That's right.
$500. It was well worth it, though. It really... I don't remember how much it cost.
That's because, like, the range of them is, like, 300 to, like, 850 we've seen.
It really... The inspection for us was perfect, especially since the motorhome was, like, from out of town. We were living in Virginia. The motorhome that we found online was in Ohio. We were like, what if we travel all this way out to Ohio, get there, and the motorhome sucks or something? And we didn't, at the time, we didn't know what to look for. And we just felt like, I don't know. We didn't want to waste our time driving all the way out to Ohio for a motorhome that was horrible. So we hired an inspector that lived in Ohio. He was able to look at it and give it the A-OK. He actually came up with a list of like 13 items that he found that was wrong with it. He sent us a copy. We then sent the dealer a copy, and the dealer was RV Schaefer's. No. RV Schaefer's.
Having a rough day today, huh?
Schaefer's RV and Truck out in Ohio, and he said, yeah, no problem. I'll take care of all these issues, and we'll make sure that the RV is ready for you. Terry over there at RV in... I'm tired, sorry.
Schaefer's
Truck and RV Sales. Terry's the owner, and he was just great. He took care of all the issues. But I would also say, even now, I'm a certified RV inspector. I feel very confident that I could walk through an RV, pick out everything that's wrong with it. I would still hire an RV inspector because I feel like my emotions, like if we saw a Forza or something, like if we were shopping around, we saw a Forza and we were like, yeah, look how great it is. I think I would ignore, like I think my emotions would get in the way of doing a proper inspection. So I would still hire an RV inspector. We found our RV on RV Trader.
No plans to go bigger at this point, and no plans to go back to the apartment. We're kind of staying put for now.
Yeah, Jenny, it's definitely cheap. You can get some really good rates month to month. The cheapest though ways is Wildlife Management's, BLM Land. If you can find spots like that and you're okay with like boondocking's always going to be cheaper than the way that compared to the way that Sabrina and I
have
travel.
a whole Excel sheet and it's not pretty.
Yeah, we spend a lot on campgrounds. But
I like full hookup.
Yeah, we're full hook-up type of people. You know, we don't boondocking's great if you're in that location that you just can't get to any other way. You know, we have friends that love boondocking. For us, it's too much mental capacity of how much water we're using, how often are we trying to charge our batteries, and it's just not. It's fun and it's not fun. It's fun when we did it in Florida with our friends. When we did it in Arizona, it was okay. We were by ourselves, but we did it more for the views in the desert of Arizona. That was really nice. So what do you think your plans for the future? Bigger RV?
Oh, I already got that one.
You didn't answer that one, did you? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you answer it.
I'm saying no plans to go bigger, no plans to go back to the apartment.
No, our plans are still to stay in our Vista. We love our Vista. Some of our older videos where you've rented the RV is hysterical. You've come a long way. Thanks, GoPro. I feel like we have come a long way. I feel like we know so much more than we used to, and still at the same time know nothing at all. I don't know how that's possible, but it is apparently. Yeah, a few days, Shauna, you're right. Yeah, for us, 3 days is perfect for us. 3 days, we're not conserving anything. We got plenty of tank space. That's another tip for Jenny, I believe, that was asking for tips. When you're shopping around for an RV, you know, it's easy to get caught up in bling and how things look, but tank size is really important. The holding tank size. We've noticed that it's very easy to get fresh water and refill our water tank, but when your holding tanks are full, they're full, and then you got to drive off and get them dumped somehow, or a little caddy, what are those things, where you can, like a little portable,
the cassette things?
Yeah, that you roll underneath and stuff, but really, the holding tanks are pretty important. Yeah, Belle was a huge decision maker in
in everything
that we do. But you know, we could have, with Sabrina's work, the way that she travels and stuff, we could have probably have managed to live in hotels and just bounce from hotel to hotel. But the issue with that is Belle.
Oh, I thought it was my germophobia.
And Sabrina's germophobia. But it
not really diagnosis, guys.
Yeah,
not
but
really.
it's mostly Belle. So not all the hotels are pet friendly, and when they are, they had like $100 pet fees, $75 pet fees, and things like that. So Belle in the campgrounds and the RV, she's now accepted everywhere, and it's no problem at all. And we were worried that she wouldn't be a very good traveler, but she was, I mean, she's blown us away with just how well she's traveled. She's great. Oh, I missed those last couple questions. Hotels are gross. Yeah, Sabrina doesn't. I mean, nothing seems to bother me. I don't know. How long do you guys last boondocking? So we've done 7 days, I think, before we've had to dump our tanks. And, I mean, we can do it, but it's just like...
It's not fun
by,
for us.
By day 5, you're really worried about, like, how long can you wash your hands? How long are you in the shower for? And I don't know. It's too much mental thinking to get it all right. And we don't have solar or anything like that, but we just run our generator for a few hours during the day, and then the batteries last till the next day. I think we were running our generator 3 hours a day when we were boondocking. Yeah, I'm worried about. I'm curious about that too, Missy J. I didn't know that pets were not allowed in a rental RV.
I think it also depends. Like I know, like outdoorsy.co. I think that's the website. People are renting out their own RVs, so they may make different stipulations
check with
outdoorsy.
Yeah, check with outdoorsy, Missy. You might. I think you can rent with. Well,
that might be a problem.
That might be a problem then. Yeah, never mind, Missy. Sorry. And I saw Danny was on earlier. Hey, Danny. What do you have? Give some advice, Sabrina, while I scroll through these. Say something.
Don't turn on your stove without opening the vent so you don't get carbon monoxide poisoning, guys. Yeah. Danny. Apparently the warnings are for a reason. Let's see. Other advice. I don't know.
Danny said, what did I miss? Nothing, Danny. You know how it is. I think we answered everything.
Except for if we went to Fort Monroe, Virginia. I saw that a while ago. If we've been there, I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. If you don't mind me asking, what did it cost to rent the RV?
Oh, it was ridiculously expensive.
Very expensive.
It was like almost $300 a night to rent the RV. It was out of control.
And that doesn't include your campground. I mean,
mileage was so there was a certain amount of miles. This was through El Monte. We actually didn't look at outdoorsy. We didn't even know about it.
We didn't even know it existed at the time.
But there was like a certain amount of miles that came with the rental, and then over that it was whatever cents per mile. But yeah, I think it was about $300 a night, because the other thing was the day we rented, there was something about not being able to return it someday over the weekend. So we actually rented it 4 or 5 days, even though we didn't need it that long.
Yeah.
So it wasn't great.
I would check with Outdoorsy. Outdoorsy is it's
kind of like an Airbnb of
it's exactly what
recreational vehicle rentals.
But yeah,
I beat you to it.
Yeah. We're just about at 40 minutes. I don't know. Do you want to? Oh.
Most Calico Junction seems 250 miles per night. Oh, interesting. That's more than I would expect.
So we have no campground memberships. We hear mixed things about all of them. Really, I'm trying to think. Thousand Trails seems to be a good one. We hear pretty good things about that. It's a good way to get into a lot of campgrounds at a low cost. I'm trying to remember what's the other one though that's a popular one, but it's more money. But I can't remember. Thousand Trails is the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head. Well, I know for us with the towing, it's not a big deal, but you're talking about towing the other way around with I guess
I have to read questions out loud and not just shake my head no.
With either a truck or an SUV and then towing the trailer behind. You'd probably be surprised. Like, I guess it would take some getting used to. I remember I used to tow my four-wheeler, and backing into things was always a bit of a challenge. But, I mean, as long as you're going forward, you're fine.
Harvest Hosts. Yeah, we've heard about them, actually. Oh, Harvest Hosts, love them, too. But we haven't really looked into it. You carry a gold to charge cameras, phones, and such. That was what I was shaking my head no to. I was like, a goal zero. I'm not even sure what that is. Is that the solar thing? No. Well, it is. Yeah, it is. But no, we don't. We're not unplugged that often.
Yeah, we're never really going unplugged long enough that our batteries die. That's how little adventurous we are.
Passport America, Starlene says. That's
I forgot
about that.
Passport America is actually another great one.
Good things because you get like 50% off or something like that.
Actually, I don't think we've ever heard bad things about Passport America, other than the fact that you have to just be careful on, like, when you look up, like, their list of places that accept them. Sometimes you have to read and be like, oh, it's only on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or, they're like weird times for some of their locations or something like that. Yeah. What else you got?
I got nothing.
You got nothing. I guess that's it.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody. So, congratulations again to Karen. How do you pronounce her last name?
Trudeau, I think.
She was the winner of the Fusion2go 3.0 RV system. Should I get a hitch before I know what it... Yeah.
You're saying good night.
I'm saying good night. Good night, everybody.
Thanks guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
It.
Yep.
Thanks for the questions.
You saved us from going outside.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to go take Belle for a walk. Danny, I will see you tomorrow. Let me know what time. All right.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.